On The Touchline on Zetland FM with Felgate Family Roofing, providing a variety of services and creating solutions on any type of project in a trustworthy and excellent manner. Visit felgatefamilyroofing.co.uk or find us on Facebook.
It's On The Touchline!
Hello and welcome to On The Touchline. I'm John. Amongst it all today, we have the latest football gossip. We hear from Our Tone, and music is supplied once again by Ollie Patterson, otherwise known as Ollie Pato, local lad from the northeast, but this time we're getting festive with him. And once again, don't forget, if you'd like to be part of a new occasional feature fan bin and wax lyrical about your team, please get in touch, leave a message. This week we're doing it, and it's about an avid West Ham supporter with a bit of a twist in there too. But firstly, here's this week's sport headlines. Aston Villa believe England midfielder Jack Grealish, who has been linked with Manchester City, is worth at least £100 million. PSG and Brazil forward Neymar says that he wants to play with Barcelona forward Lionel Messi again, and they have to do it again next season, he says. The pair played together at Barcelona before Neymar joined PSG. Former Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino is ahead of Real Madrid's reserve team coach Real as the leading candidate to replace Zinedine Zidane should Real decide to dispense with the Frenchman. Those were this week's heads. So, we all have a team that we love, don't we? In an occasional series of Fan Bin, here's a certain West Ham supporter. See if you can work out who it is. West Ham United. What can I say? Where do I start? Well, I remember actually quite horrifically one day my mum told me, I think I must have been around about 15, 16, maybe a little bit older, and she turned around and said, your first team, John, was Chelsea. You saw them on TV, you liked the colour blue, and you started supporting Chelsea. I don't remember that. But anyway, I very, very quickly turned to West Ham United. Not quite too sure exactly why. I think major influences were an uncle that I had, Uncle Keith, who was one of those sort of guys that always wanted to go and see live football. He didn't have any children of his own, and he took me, basically. So my mum and dad didn't have to bother. I went along to, as it was, Upton Park, went to see West Ham United play quite a few times. And I kind of just got used to seeing the claret and blue of West Ham. Loved the atmosphere there when I was very young as well, and being in the crowd. It was back in the days, and I'm showing my age here a little bit, but back in the days when you could stand in the stand, so you weren't actually sitting down necessarily, so it was cheap seats basically is what Uncle Keith used to get. But he used to drive there, used to park around the corner, we used to have a little bit to eat before we used to go in. The big pie and mash shops that were around Upton Park at the time, bringing back many, many great memories. Some of my very early memories, I suppose, of the West Ham results. I remember the seasons in the 1970s, from around about 1975 onwards, I suppose. 1975 in particular, West Ham won the FA Cup, and Alan Taylor, who was one of two Taylors in the team. There was a Tommy Taylor at the back and Alan Taylor at the front. And they won against Fulham by 2-0. Bobby Moore, ex-West Ham legend and of course World Cup winner, was playing for Fulham at the time. And so the years clipped by, and I remember listening on the radio actually when you didn't really get to see an awful lot of the games on TV. You just saw Match of the Day and that was about it, quite frankly. But West Ham were in Europe because they'd won the Cup and they were playing teams like Anderlecht. And I remember listening to the radio commentary. And I think in many ways it was the radio commentary that started getting me into radio in many ways, when I kind of think back to that. As the years ticked by, 1980 came, and once again West Ham were back in an FA Cup final. This time around it was Trevor Brooking getting the winning goal with a header that you might remember. Boy, do I remember that. And that was amazing. That was a 1-0 win against the Arsenal. And to bring it right up to date now, you know, what a team they've got now, actually. They're really doing quite well, I think, to be fair, in the league, considering they're not one of the bigger spenders. My affinity with West Ham doesn't just stay at being a supporter. I was involved with their academy as well, playing. Not very good, but I got badly injured at one stage, so I didn't really get very far down the line, I suppose. I did all right, but I didn't make it into the first team quite. So my affinity with West Ham remains, and even though I'm now living in the north, I still look for those West Ham United results every single week. Thank you, John. That was me, John, talking about my first love, or perhaps my second, West Ham United. And if you want to wax lyrical about yours, get in touch. You can do so via the podcast or via the radio station. Okay, shall we do this?
And now, on the touchline, it's time for our tone.
And here we go again. Here we go again. Now, I've got to be honest, I really don't like cheating. Cheating, I said. Yes, cheating. So I nearly threw my cassette tape. Remember them? I nearly threw my cassette tape and the TV when I saw that man Neymar falling over against Manchester United. You know, he fell over more times than I did during the 1960s in those DRSCOs. DRSCOs. And so we're not too far away from the weekend. I love saying that. The weekend. What have you got planned? Maybe another takeaway. I'll tell you, I can't wait to go out for a meal and, well, eat, but also see all my fans, hopefully kissing me as well, with their masks on, of course. So, Grassroots is back, and I'm glad about that, because I hate cutting the lawn, you know. I'm off, but unfortunately not to the DRSCO. No. DRSCO.
Thanks to our tone.
He'll be back next week. Promises, eh? Or is it a threat? We end this week's On The Touchline with Ollie Patterson, or Ollie Patto. Local lad who's getting noticed, a fair amount of airplay on a number of radio stations, and this week he's getting all festive with us, which I think is probably the right thing to do. We'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good one.
December, 12 more days till Christmas. Hoping you remember a gift for me. 12 more sleeps, you be near, girl, I'll stay. I said, hey, baby, it's Christmas Day. Tell me you're going to stay. Tell me you're here for me. I said, hey, baby, it's Christmas, you know. Right under the mistletoe, wrapping up in a bow. Baby girl, this Christmas, what will my love give to me? 7 swans are swimming, or kisses by the tree. 12 more sleeps, you be near, girl, I'll stay. I said, hey, baby, it's Christmas Day. Tell me you're going to stay. Tell me you're here for me. I said, hey, baby, it's Christmas, you know. Right under the mistletoe.
This has been a Communicate Solution production for On The Touchline.
On the Touchline on Zetland FM with Felgate Family Roofing, providing a variety of services and creating solutions on any type of project in a trustworthy and excellent manner. Visit felgatefamilyroofing.co.uk or find us on Facebook.